Blessed Lord, brothers and sisters, it's not a Shabbat lesson. This is an impromptu video. I'm going to tackle Takyi'S War 1760-1761. Takyi'S War from 1760 to 1761. Many people will tell you that Haiti rebellion was the first of the Caribbeans to trigger their freedom in 1804 from 1791. But what many don't know is that so-called Jamaica were the first of the Caribbean Africans who are Hebrews as well as Haiti. Jamaican uprising was first in 1760, although the wars after 1760 was a failure and a lot of sellouts. Although the wars after 1760 was a failure due to the sellouts and the sympathizers, brothers and sisters, to the slave masters, that war and the rebellion, right? Because it's a military strategy. Don't get it wrong. Guerrilla warfare is military. A lot of people want to downplay that. You know, most of these bloggers, you see, but it's a military endeavor, right? That first war that leads so-called Jamaica onto the path of so-called independence, which we're still not independent, because we still have a privy council, we still have a governor general. How is it that you are supposed to be a sovereign country, but your highest court is in England? Huh? How can you be independent, but you still have a governor general and the same structural documentation for post-slavery in our constitution? Huh? And so, brothers and sisters, Takyi'S War, also known as Takyi'S Rebellion, was an uprising among so-called Jamaicans, the Akan. Akan is a Hebraic group also, brothers and sisters. It's a light group. You understand? Akan. Enslaved people from Ghana that occurred in St. Mary Parish, Jamaica, against the British from 1760 to 1761. So again, at that time, brothers and sisters, the British was a superpower, and we so-called Jamaican Israelites, Hebrews, you know what I mean, Benjamin tribes mixing with us with Yehuda, and we have Levi there also, brothers and sisters, from the house of Yehuda. You see. So Takyi'S War, also known as Takyi'S Rebellion, was an uprising among Jamaica Akan. It's a Hebrew group, Akan. Enslaved people, you can go and research it on those tribes as well. Akan enslaved people from Ghana that are called in St. Mary Parish, Jamaica, against the British from 1760 to 1761. So right there, you know, this was before the Haitian Revolution. The Haitian Revolution started in 1791 to 1804. This was before. But because many of us so-called Jamaicans don't know our history, do not desire to research and study, just like in every black community or across the earth, brothers and sisters. We got to research and study and have profound knowledge of who you are. Or else people going to tell your story. Even within your own ethnic community, they're going to try to tell you your story, which is an overall story. Which is an overall story. So Jamaica against British from 1760 to 1761. Other ethnic groups from Ghana include the Akiem, the Nzema, the Fanti, and the Ashanti. Those are Hebrew people, Hebrew groups to Hebrew people, Israelites. You understand? Took part in rebellion. Go and research these brothers and sisters. Go and research these groups. You will find out for yourself. They are in Israel. The rebellion was led by Takyi, also known as Takyi, Takye, Takyi, who was from the Fanti ethnic group. This war was one of the most significant slave rebellions in the Caribbean. This war was one of the most significant slave rebellions in the Caribbean. This war was one of the most significant slave rebellions in the Caribbean during the 18th century, before the Haitian Revolution. Before the Haitian Revolution. Before the Haitian Revolution, which began 3 decades later. 3 decades later. So you see, the Benjamite, you understand, was a warriors people, you know what I mean, vigorous, you understand. The spirit is still there in Jamaica, but it's watered down through buffoonery, violence, and corruption from top to bottom. You see, brothers and sisters, but the Most High is correcting the pathway for us, and is weeding out rebellious among our people, whether we are scattered worldwide, Hebrews, you know, Israel, who are descendants of Hebrew slave. He's weeding out the rebellious from among us, so we can be. Because right now, the body of Negroes, the body of Yashalites, whether we are scattered, are disease riddled right now. We are diseased through corruption, you know what I mean, sexual immorality, deprived morally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. So the Most High is healing us, so he's going to get rid of all the rebellious from among us, so we can fully heal. The goal of the rebellion was to take control of the British island colony and create a separate black independent nation. The rebels were inspired by the first Maroon War that also occurred in Jamaica from 17. So you see that, brothers and sisters? So we even going further back, 1728 to 1740. 1728 to 1740. 1728 to 1740. That rebellion was led by Queen Nanny of the Maroons. Right, brothers and sisters? Take a look at the screen, see a picture of her. They did not know that the success of the Maroons in that earlier conflict would eventually help bring about the downfall of their rebellion. Takyi'S War began on Easter Monday, April 7, 1760. Takyi and his followers began the rebellion by killing white masters and overseers on the frontier and Trinity plantations. The owner of the Trinity plantation, Zachary Bile, however, managed to escape. Slaves also rose up on the Esther estate owned by wealthy politician William Beckford and joined in rebellion. Hundreds of rebels made their way to the storeroom at Fort Haldane, where they killed the storekeeper and captured and defended the town of Port Maria from British colonial forces. Takyi and his troops commandeered nearly 4 barrels of gunpowder and 40 firearms, and then overran the Haywood Hall plantation. Right here on your screen, brothers and sisters, there's a placard erected in memorial of the Easter Rebellion. You see, brothers and sisters, it's right there on your screen. You can read it when you get a chance, right? By this point, more than 400 people had joined Takyi and his followers while at Ballard's Valley. As Takyi and his followers were celebrating their success, one enslaved person slipped away and sounded the alarm in response. You see that? Sambo. In response, on April 9, 1760, Lieutenant Governor Sir Henry Moore dispatched the 74th Regiment, comprising 80 mounted militia from Spanish Town, the colonial capital, to the rebellion in St. Mary Parish. Ironically, the militia was joined by Maroons, free black people. You know, the sellouts. That's why today in Jamaica you have the custodian. You know, and then you have the layman people. You know, the house Negroes and the field Negroes. Same way everywhere we go. You know, the coons. I'm tap dancing for massa. You see, brothers and sisters. From Moortown, right? Charlestown and Scotts Hall, right? Lieutenant Governor Sir Henry Moore dispatched the 74th Regiment comprising 80 mounted militia from Spanish Town, the colonial capital, to the rebellion in St. Mary Parish. Ironically, the militia was joined by Maroons, free black people from Moortown, Charlestown, and Scotts Hall, Jamaica. On April 12, 1760, British troops and their Maroon allies attacked the rebels, wounding Takyi in battle. 2 days later, additionally, Maroons under British commanders engaged Takyi and his followers in the Battle of Rocky Valley. Most of the rebels were killed. Many others fled into a cave near what is now called Takyi Falls, where they committed mass suicide. Takyi and a few of his followers fled into the woods, pursued by Maroons. One British marksman attacking with the Maroons shot and killed Takyi and then severed his head. That head was then displayed on a pole in Spanish Town until some of Takyi's surviving followers took it down. Many of the remaining surviving rebels were captured and executed. Resistance, however, continued for nearly a year until 1761, when British colonial forces and their Maroons allied killed or captured the remaining followers. Despite Takyi's death and failure of the rebellion, insurrections continued in Jamaica until slavery was officially ended by the British government in 1834. The cause of these continuing rebellions was a major factor in the British government outlawing slavery throughout their empire. Takyi's Revolt, also known as Takyi's Rebellion and Takyi'S War, was a slave rebellion in the British colony of Jamaica, which lasted from April 7 to 1760. Recapping, to 1761, spearheaded by self-emancipated Cro-Magnon people. Now I'm going to give you a definition of Cro-Magnon, brothers and sisters, right? Cro-Magnon with a C, right? Cro-Magnon is an English word for enslaved people from the Akan ethnic group of the Gold Coast region in modern-day Ghana. And if you take a look at the screen, brothers and sisters, you see a map of old map of Judah's kingdom. You will see right next to it the Gold Coast, right next to it, brothers and sisters, the Gold Coast, and then circled item object in the middle, right? You will see Judah's kingdom, right. The term comes from a slave fort built by the English in 1731 in the Ghanaian town of Kromansi. Kromansi with a K. Kormantse. Kromansi. Right? Kormansi. So again, the Cro-Magnon with a C is an English word for enslaved people from the Akan ethnic group of the Gold Coast region in modern-day Ghana. The term comes from a slave fort, Kromanti, that the English built in 1631 in the Ghanaian town of Kromansi. Right? Kromansi. Right, brothers and sisters? Okay, so let's continue, right? So we know about the Kromansi or Cro-Magnon people, right? It's a derogative name the English give us, like Negro. We in Jamaica we say nigger. Americans say Negro. Well, brothers and sisters, Negro is a royal name because the sons of David, the niggers, took on the name Negro, right? But the derogative word for Negro, you know that the hard ER, right? So that's what I'm alluding to, right? Similar thing, So the rebels were led by a fancy royal named Takyi, or Takyi, Y-I, right? It was the most significant slave rebellion in the West Indies between the 1733 slave insurrection on St. John and the 1791 Haitian Revolution. The rebels were eventually defeated after British colonial forces, assisted by Jamaican Maroons, waged a guerrilla counterinsurgency campaign. According to a historian, Trevor Bernard, terms of a shock of the imperial system only the American Revolution surpassed Takyi'S War. Only the Revolution of America surpassed Takyi'S War. Only the American Revolution surpassed Takyi'S War in the 18th century. It was also the largest slave rebellion in the British West Indies until the Takyi'S War in 1831, which also occurred in Jamaica. You see, brothers and sisters. And this is why I say it's very important to study and research for yourself, and don't just take people's word and opinions as fact. Research for yourself, brothers and sisters. Know these things for yourselves. So again, brothers and sisters, did Takyi'S revolt influence the Haiti or the Haitian revolt? Yes. Yes, it did. It does. It did, brothers and sisters, right? Takyi'S revolt influenced the Haitian revolt in a number of ways. Spreading of revolutionary ideas, revolt spread revolutionary fervor, rumors, and strategies among the African diaspora in the Americas. Right? Exile in Haiti, many Jamaican captives and exile ended up in Haiti. Right? Challenges to slaveholder hegemony. Takyi'S revolt exposed the dangers of chattel slavery and the limitation of European imperialism. Right? African politics and military. The revolt show how African politics, military conflicts, and cultural diversity affected colonialism in the Americas. Parliamentary consideration. The revolt prompted Parliament to consider improving the conditions of slavery in the West Indies. Takyi'S revolt was a slave rebellion that took place in Jamaica from 1760 to 1761. It was led by Takyi, a Fante-Roya, and was the most significant slave rebellion in the West Indies between 1733 slave insurrection on St. John and 1791 Haitian Revolution. You see, brothers and sisters, so it's very, very important that you research these things for yourself and know the truth and the fact. Right, brothers and sisters? Alright, blessed love and shalom.